Right then, welcome everybody. Lovely to see you all. New faces, not so new faces, familiar faces. Right, welcome, lovely to see you. Topic for this week is, I forgot, John asked me on the way in.
Everlasting,
Effortless living. Effortless living. And true to form, I'll tell you where that came from and what that's all about in a minute. We'll do an exercise first. So, for the benefit of our new recruits this evening, the way that things pan out over the course of the next half an hour, 45 minutes or so, is we do a couple of exercises, and then I do my little talk. Now, I don't need to do my introduction to mindfulness because you had all that spiel when I saw you last week. So you kind of got a flavour for what mindfulness is. So yeah, it's all very informal, and people are encouraged to participate as much or as little as they feel comfortable with. But the aim is just to encourage people to bring some mindfulness into their daily lives, and the exercises that we do, hopefully you'll take elements of those and practice them yourselves throughout the week. So we'll start with our usual sitting exercise. So we begin by just having a look around and seeing what we can see in this moment in time. Just taking in colours, shapes, patterns. And when you've had a little look around, you may close your eyes if you wish and bring your attention to your body. And aware of your body sitting in the chair. So you can feel your back pressing against the seat. Gravity pulling down through your bottom in contact with the seat. Position of your legs, down to your feet in contact with the floor. Aware of the clothes on your skin. And aware of the movement of air. You can feel the very faint movement of air, particularly on your hands or on your face. And take a breath through the nose and just smell. Just be aware of smell. And then become aware of taste, the taste that's in your mouth at this moment in time. Then finally, switch your attention to listening. And for the next few moments, just allow sound to happen. And if your mind wanders, it doesn't matter, just acknowledge that your mind has wandered and just bring it back to listening. Just being aware of sound as it happens. if your mind is wandering, don't worry. Just bring it back to listening. When you're ready, you may open your eyes. So, effortless living. The source for this as the topic comes from my reading. I have been reading a book, and I've been reading about Zen, Zen Buddhism, and the chapter that I've reached towards the end of the book is talking about communities, and communities that revolve around the principles of Zen, and what people live, how people within those communities live their lives. And one of the things that it talks about in the book is the way that the Zen masters and the Zen monks aim to not expend as little energy as not to expend as little energy as possible, but to only utilise the required amount of energy. That you could, being mindful is about being engaged in whatever activity that it is that you're doing. Whether you're doing something incredibly menial, you can still be aware of that activity. And certainly for the Zen monks, everyday life is as important as meditation or anything that we may deem to have a higher purpose. For them, the menial tasks of maintaining the monastery and maintaining the community is as important, if not more so, than, say, meditation or anything else. And it's about performing those tasks by only expending the required amount of energy. And I suppose what brought this to light for me were seeing and thinking about a few things. So it reminded me of things that I've spoken about before. I've spoken before about people that make things look easy. You see those great sportsmen, snooker players. I've talked before about Ronnie O'Sullivan, and he's a genius when it comes to playing snooker, and he just makes it look so effortless. And great cricketers, when they're at the crease and they're batting, and at the height of their powers, they just make it look so easy and effortless, just doing what they do. And they very much are imbued with that ideal of just expending the required amount of energy just to perform whatever task it is very gracefully. So I was reminded of that and the fact that we talked about that before. Then there was a couple of things recently, I suppose. The first thing was, obviously we had the sad news about Terry Wogan passing at the weekend, and there have been lots of testimonials and people talking about what a fantastic broadcaster he was, and the fact that he just made it look so easy. It was so effortless the way that he carried himself and the way that he presented on the radio. It was just very easy, and you know, his wit and his wisdom just came through effortlessly. He didn't seem to have to try. It was just there, and it was natural. So I was reminded of that. And then last night, I suppose in particular, and I suppose it's apt in the location that it says. Well, has anybody watched the Real Marigold Hotel?
Not yet.
They've got a group of older celebrities, and they've sent them off to India to see whether they could live in India, whether they could retire.
I saw a bit of it, not this recent one, the one before.
And it's great. It's really interesting. Not just because you get to see a lot of the culture that's there, but the little episode last night that brought to mind what I'd read about only expending the required amount of energy was they were at a train station. So a group of them were going to visit the Taj Mahal, and they decided that they were going to catch the train, 4-hour train journey from Jaipur across to visit the Taj Mahal. And there was, what's her name? Shrager. Thingy Shrager. The cook. Yeah. Rosemary Shrager. And she was there on the platform. And of course everything's, you know, written in Hindi, and there's obviously the culture barrier, language barrier. And she was getting in a bit of a fluster about what train to catch. And you could just see her expending far more energy than was required to cajole everybody to the right platform and say, it's this way, is it that one, maybe it's this train, and asking people and gesticulating and generally trying to shepherd people. And yet just expending so much more energy than was required in terms of the level of gesticulation and volume and general flappiness that she brought to the situation. And it just reminded me of how often you see that so much in daily life. Just people going about relatively routine and mundane business, but bringing so much to it and feeling the need to generate so much more energy and noise and movement and everything. And it was, one, it was tiring, and two, you could see her getting flooded. You could see the anxiety building, you could see the stress levels creeping up, and so much of it was not to do with the situation, but entirely to do with the way that she was responding and the amount of energy that she felt she needed to put into it. You just wanted to just walk up to her and go, it's all right.
Panic not.
Find the right person, ask the right person, and it'll all be fine. There were lots of, you know, and I just could see, and it reverberated with what you see so much in daily life of people finding themselves in a situation and just feeling that the only way to get what you need, get to where you need, resolve the situation is to bring more energy into it, as if that's the way to solve a problem. You know, and it's not. As we know from being mindful, the way to solve the problem is to just root yourself in the present moment in order to then respond. Because she was, you know, Ms. Schrager was absolutely not in the moment. She was all she was concerned with was this future moment, getting to this place and arriving at this place, not where she was. You know, I think she found she was finding the present moment overwhelming, and so the only way for her to deal with that was to bring more energy to it, to combat it. And that's the other thing that's interesting in the book that I've been reading. it also talks a lot about things like jiu-jitsu, and the fact that as a martial art is not about force. It's just about movement. You know, attack and defence is the same movement, and you don't expend any more energy than is necessary at all. Somebody comes at you, you just move and throw them. It's as simple as that. So then the other side to it, this principle of making things effortless and making things so that you only expend as much or energy as is required. Those people that are particularly good at it, exponents of it, when you see them in that state, when they are doing something seemingly effortlessly, whether it be Terry Wogan presenting on the television or listening to him on the radio, or a sports personality performing at the peak of their powers seemingly effortlessly, probably a bit like Djokovic at the weekend when he annihilated Andy Murray. He was seemingly unplayable. What stands out is the fact that they seem to be enjoying it, don't they? There's that, you know, with Mr. Wogan, you can tell that he enjoys what he's doing. When he's presenting, he's enjoying himself. He's enjoying doing it. When you see a sports person playing effortlessly, they appear to be just enjoying what they're doing in the moment. And the same with somebody carrying on with their routine day-to-day business. If they're calm and relaxed and only expending the necessary levels of energy, because they're at ease and they seem to be enjoying what they're doing and they're comfortable. So, if, not that you're here for advice, but my advice, because I'm going to offer it anyway.
Change that word to suggestion.
My recommendation, I can give a recommendation, can't I? Because then you could choose to do what you like with it. A recommendation is like a review on TripAdvisor, you can enjoy it or not. My recommendation would be to aim to enjoy whatever it is you're involved in. Whether that is being somewhat lost on a busy train station in Jaipur, or doing the shopping in Tesco's and wondering how long you're going to have to wait for a till to open, or whatever it may be. If you can find the pleasure in it, if you can find enjoyment, then your need to expend energy will decrease and it will become a lot more effortless. Now, is it possible to find the pleasure, to find the enjoyment in menial tasks? Well, that's up to you. That's up to you to discover. I would say that it is. You know, certainly that's certainly what the Zen monks aim to do. Whatever it is, they aim to find the joy. Whether they're, primarily it's an inner joy. But from a mindful perspective, from being in the moment, the joy comes from the fact that you're alive. And being alive is fantastic. And you're alive and you're engaged in whatever it may be in that moment. There is nothing else. There's nothing else to be doing. There's nothing else to be thinking about. So you might as well enjoy it as best you can. And it will enable you to expend far less energy than is strictly necessary.
Jim, I have to know, did she get on the right train?
She did, and she had a great time. She had a
And she'd
fantastic
have got
time.
on there with a lot less stress.
She got on the train. No, what was nice is she got on the train, and then they met a group of there was a group of ladies that were going on a I suppose more like a pilgrimage. I don't know if they may have been going to the Taj Mahal as well, but there was a group of ladies, and they were doing henna painting, all that kind of stuff. And she got involved with them and loved it. Met all these people and had a really nice time. You know, she found her
I bet
carriage.
she was tired at the end of it though.
She
All herself out.
commandeered some fella to say, take me to the train, take me to the station, the platform that I need to go to. But it was also verbose and lots of this.
She's a very controlling lady, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I thought you thought that you were going to see the train was cancelled.
Train was full. She got to get up.
Took wrong sort of leaves on the line.
But it is a good program. It's interesting because obviously India is an incredibly spiritual place, you know, and leading on from Zen Buddhism. I mean, it stems from India. The Buddha originally, Mr. Arthur, came from India, and then it travelled across through into China and into Japan, and particularly in Japan, Zen Buddhism developed. So I think it's certainly a place that has risen on my radar as somewhere I'd like to visit. But it's interesting. I think they've got them all doing yoga, which I think is fantastic. And I think more people should do some yoga. It's very good.
I used to do it.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm going to start Pilates now.
Yeah.
I've been told it's good for the
I
back.
think anything like that, yoga, Tai Chi, any of those are so beneficial. I mean, for a while my wife got, I won't say addicted, but she got very fond of going to some exercise classes, and she'd go and do boxercise, and then she'd do this and do that, and she'd come back all hot and sweaty and all the rest of it. I'd say, just go do some yoga or something, do some Tai Chi. Because it's so much. The thing that's nice, and Tai Chi fits in with that idea of only expending as much energy as required. The Western view of exercise is that you push yourself. If you're weight training, which one is it that builds the muscles? Is it the 10th? Is it the 8th repetition, the 9th, or the 10th? No, it's the 12th. It's that. Do it harder, do it faster, do it longer.
Yeah, no pain, no gain.
Yeah, let's shout more. And it's all. Whereas something like Tai Chi is, if it hurts,
You
Yeah,
get
got
it
to
wrong.
Yeah, Tai Chi.
Did you practice it, Nick, when you were in
Nah,
China?
I've seen a lot of it.
but
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah. If it hurts to move that far around, don't move that far around. Just go that far. And it's just about getting the alignment.
It won't get you physically fit, it might get you spiritually fit.
Yes.
But I think
I
I
reckon.
disagree. I think there's it does because it works a lot on alignment and on getting your posture correct. A lot of these exercise classes that people
I
may
thought
go
it was
to.
going to be a bit too slow for me.
No, it's not. It's really good because it's about.
But it evolved from a martial art, didn't it?
It did.
It doesn't help my
It did.
back.
I've got a bad back, my lower back wasn't moving and I did yoga. But Pilates is more faster and
Is it?
you can more get an injury through Pilates for the back because it's a lot more faster paced. I would go for
Yoga.
Well, I haven't been yet. I didn't go last week because I missed the bus. And it's at 9:15 in the morning. It's a bit early to get down to the town.
Yoga's really
I
great.
did
And Tai Chi is really good
Tai Chi, I
because
might give that a
Tai Chi is very much about getting your centre of gravity right, getting your
That
posture
would
right,
balance my life.
and it does.
Because I do a lot of dancing, which is
Yeah.
fast.
medically speaking, they start to really push Tai Chi.
They should. They should.
Who does?
Medical world,
Oh,
There's a guy that does it in Deal, Dave Willis. He's a lovely fella and he's great.
Where does he do it? At the sports
He does it at the
centre?
Landmark, I think.
At the Landmark, yeah.
He does a few classes. I know he does one at the Landmark.
One thing that it sounds like you're talking about is the Alexander technique.
It's
Yes, that's
Alexander
nice.
technique stems a lot from
It's balancing.
a lot.
They do that at the Astor.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
never
deer.
quite sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things are dear there.
They are. But I would strongly recommend.
That's why I
Bit
used
of
to do
Tai
the
Chi.
yoga. But she moved to the Landmark Centre. It was a bigger hall.
There's a place in Deal called the Yoga Shed,
Oh, is it?
and there's the Landmark Centre is the big church,
Yes.
the tourist information. Then the Yoga Shed, I think, is down St George's Passage.
Oh, right.
A friend of mine, Carly, does yoga there. She's
Is that where the dance studio is?
I think so.
Yeah, because there's only that or the hall, the main hall.
Yeah, she does. Do you know Carly?
Okay, I saw
Oh, of
her
course.
once.
It's fun. Yes.
I went to one of her classes before, but I missed it one
Wow,
time.
she's
She
great.
does 6 o'clock, so it's a bit of a rush for me to go back. Yeah, she's really good.
She's good. She's great. But yeah, I would strongly. And you see, what's nice as well about those exercises is there's a lot of focus on the breath, and as you know, the breath brings you to the present moment. And so they're very mindful activities. I don't think boxercise is particularly mindful. You just thinking, when's it going to end? Oh, guys, I'm so exhausted. But anyway, right. Let's we're going to breathe now. And what we're going to do, a slight variation. We tried this.
For the last 20
Pardon?
minutes.
We're you can breathe now. I'm going to stop talking and you can all take a breath. But were you aware of breathing?
No.
Exactly. We're going to become aware of breathing. We tried this the other week and it was quite good. I'm going to do it again. So for this exercise, what I'd invite you to do is we take 3 breaths mindfully. So we are aware of our breath for 3 breaths, breathing in, breathing out, and the pause in between. And then after 3 breaths, for a minute or so, just allow your mind to wander. Normally I say, it's about not letting your mind wander. This time, we allow the mind to wander and just see where it goes. And then after a period, we stop, see what's happened, and then bring it back to the breath. So we'll take 3 breaths, let the mind drift, and then I'll invite the bowl to sound, and then you can bring the awareness back to the breath. Okay, so close your eyes if you wish, you don't have to. And bring your awareness to your breath. And just be aware of breathing in, breathing out, and then the pause. And after the 3rd breath, just let the mind go. Bring the awareness back to the breath. Acknowledge that the mind had wandered and bring it back. Take 3 breaths mindfully. Allowing yourself to be still in the pause between breaths. maintaining awareness on the breath for the next few minutes. Breathing in, breathing out, and then the pause in between. When you breathe in, you feel alive. And when you breathe out, you smile, enjoying the breath, smiling at life. And then allow yourself to enjoy the stillness in between breaths. Breathe in and feel alive. Breathe out and smile at life. And enjoy the pause. In this moment, we are just being alive. We are doing that effortlessly. Good. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes.
Get cold. I'm not going.
Good. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. Lovely to see you all. That 3 breath thing is a good one to practice. because that whole premise of allowing the mind to wander and then noticing where it's gone. It reveals the kind of things that preoccupy your mind, the kind of things that distract your mind. And also, it enables you to become aware of the fact that you are not your thoughts and ideas. You know, in the same way as when we sit and listen, you hear a car go past and you can be distracted by that car, but the car, it passes, it makes a noise and then it's gone. And our thoughts and ideas are similar. An idea, it comes in, it passes and goes off, in the same way as a car driving past outside. And we can choose to be distracted by it, or we can choose to just acknowledge it. In the same way as we listen to the sound of the car, we just acknowledge that the idea came and went in that moment. And it's not who you are. It's just something that happens within your being. It's very easy to feel that thoughts and ideas have to define who you are, and they don't. You're bigger, you're above that, you're beyond that, you're more than that. So, thank you, and I shall see you the next time I see you.